Senator Kelly Ayotte, Republican on the Homeland Security and Armed Services Committee, and with me now, and good morning to you.
Good morning,
It's the first time we've spoken since Orlando. What are we to do here? I mean, how much have we learned, and what can we do now?
Well, I think, Bill, foremost, we need to understand why did the FBI close the investigation of this terrorist, and what was missed here. We need to understand fully what was not connected, what information that we should have had, in making sure that we have the intelligence to prevent attacks like this. So that's priority number one. And if the FBI, why did they close the investigation? And we're going to be meeting with the FBI director today, and I look forward to hearing what their conclusions were there and what was missed.
Well, so that's your first question,
we can't have this happen.
Right, Senator?
Absolutely.
That's your first question.
That is my first question. I think that's on everyone's mind here. Someone that they were investigating, and we need to understand that because our intelligence system has to work. And when the FBI has someone in their sights, we need to understand they had him on the terror watch list, took him off. Why did that happen? Because had he still been on the terror watch list, they would have been notified even when he purchased the firearm. So this is a real issue for us, and I think that's number one. But number two,
go ahead. When
we look at what they're doing on social media, we've got to continue to go after ISIS more aggressively in the Middle East and dismantle their infrastructure and have that counter narrative on social media. Don't allow them to promote the success of this.
Is it possible, and this is not an excuse, is it possible the FBI is just stretched too thin and they just do not have enough to do the job?
Well, Bill, I think that's a real possibility, and that's a question we're going to ask as well. Do they need more resources? Do they need more agents? And if they do, we need to give them the resources that they need to make sure that there are no gaps, because unfortunately we continue to see ISIS encourage attacks on our soil against our allies. They're going to continue to do that. We got to dismantle them. We got to dismantle their network, and we need to make sure that on the ground here in America, we have the resources we need to stop them.
One thing I heard repeatedly in Orlando during our coverage over the last 3 days is that the Department of Justice has handcuffed the FBI. Is that true? And if so, how?
Well, Bill, I don't know. I want to get to the bottom of that as well. I mean, we don't want the Department of Justice handcuffing the FBI, whether it's based on political correctness or maybe just they put the rules so strictly in place that they can't go after information that they need to. And we better get to the bottom of that as well. And I think that's a fair question today for Director Comey as well. We want them to have all the tools they need to prevent attacks like this on our country and to go after the terrorists wherever they are.
Yeah, Jay Johnson last night with Brett was talking about how the terrorists are becoming smarter. That is not just true here. It's true everywhere. And you wonder how much longer we're going to have to deal with this, because it's not getting better. It's only getting worse.
Bill, you're right. It's only getting worse. And unfortunately, we continue to face these threats from radical Islamist terrorists. And we do have to go after them. And I think that, unfortunately, with what happened in Orlando, it's not getting better. But we've also seen that, obviously, San Bernardino. We've seen Paris, Brussels, and we've got to more aggressively,
Ottawa.
Absolutely, dismantle them, reduce and eliminate their capability, and make sure they understand wherever you are, we're going after you.
Senator, thank you. Kelly Ayotte with a lot of questions today for the FBI. We'll follow it up with you. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Bill.